Alright, so let me ask you a question. Someone's making a car. They're making it to drift down the road. They put wheels on it. What else? They make the body in a certain way. And they put everything for that car to go down the road. They don't put propellers on it. It doesn't have wings. And you don't expect it to fly. That's what planes do. So let's take it in a sense. Why do we expect a system that wasn't designed for us to work for us? There are certain reasons why we can't really complain about why they don't teach us about financial literacy, why they don't teach us about, or why they don't give us a proper education. It's because the whole system functions off of our miseducation. You see, if they don't teach us the proper things in school, then the effect of that is they profit in different ways off of our miseducation. So if I'm teaching you how to be a proper employee, which school does, I'm not going to expect you to know how to read a balance sheet to properly invest in a stock, or I'm not going to teach you about cutting edge technology to properly invest or get in the field of cryptocurrency. So I want you to go through the schooling institution designed for one purpose, and that is to string you along and not get you to where the upper elite or where we're at, the people that made this institution in a way for you to not prevail. So they're going to teach you about advanced math and all these different sciences and basically stuff that you will never use in a real life setting. They tell you to be complacent, and also they want you to fall in line, follow the rules. That's what school is. And that's how they want you to act at the job. Certain rules you have to follow. You can't do this, do that. Stay still. They don't want you to be a rebel, a revolutionary. If I put you through this system, right, and your whole life, this 12-year system is still going to have repercussions in your everyday life. So through every decision and venture you take in the latter half of your life, even after these 12 years are done, these 12 years are going to somehow affect that. And then plus if you take on college, which again, you go through so many different things that's unnecessary just to get where you're going, and it doesn't even get you to that spot. So I'm going to teach you the bare minimum just so you know enough to get hired in these jobs. And then I'm just going to leave you at that. And that was a system in place back in the day for people going to the army, to give them a basic education just so they can qualify to go and fight in wars. And somehow it seemed to never change. They just kept the same system in place. It's a broken cycle that has been at the forefront that nobody has really grappled or sought out to change. So this is why the importance of doing for ourselves as a collective, as a community, as the masses is so important. It's because the thing that we don't really grasp as a community is how precious life is. The promise. And every day we go about not thinking of life as in like the precious entity that it is. So if you just thought about how precious life is, like tomorrow isn't promised to no man, or if it is promised, you don't know what comes with it. So why not try to live how you want to live? Saying like you expect this system it expects you to do 12 years for something. You pay 12 years for something that doesn't really pay you back, whether that be monetary or just in any form. And then you're told to get a job, which necessarily isn't in the field that you want, but you got to pay the bills. And then on top of that, you wait a couple years, maybe your company gives you a 401k, pension, whatever, and the 401k, it's not really nothing for it to retire on. They say they match it or whatever, but honestly, you can have a better time managing your money than that 401k does, because they invest in the most simplest things that doesn't give you a great return. And then they get us caught up on money. Money is such a misillusion in our community. It's not properly taught, so that way we don't use it properly. We use it as something to just throw away or splurge or ball out. And really it's been in front of us this whole time, which could have generated a tool for liberation, meaning we could have freed ourselves if we were properly educated. So, like, instead of tricking on, I gotta have the latest Gucci or Fendi or Louis, all these brand designs that's been designed by people that don't even want us in it, first of all, and people that's prevailing from it. You see, when you spend in these different communities with these luxury brands, you're basically just giving them a paycheck. You're giving them groceries from their money. You're paying their light, their water bill, their mortgage, their whatever they use their money for, and you're building up the next other generations after them. But if we took that same mindset, that same belief or thoughts, then we can build ourselves up in the same aspect. I'm tired of us being trapped in these broken ass systems designed to help one people prevail, and the ones that is supposed to be designed for crumble, and crumbling for generations. We're so caught up in either other people's lives, or we're at the forefront of the latest trends that just makes us look, just degrades us as a people. But if we held things like, okay, I don't know, PayPal, great company. We're in an age where, not a lot of people are keeping cash on them, so it's going towards, cards, debit card, Square, PayPal, all that stuff is going to financial technology, that's what it's called. So knowing and seeing this in the economy, you can come in and be like, I see these different changes happening. Let's be at the forefront in it. I know about stocks, read their balance sheet, PayPal has got a good balance sheet, so let's throw some money in PayPal. Currently, like making this, it's at a dip. It's at like $196, and that's a fall from 310. So on the way up, we can profit off of how many shares you get of ownership in that company. Or crypto, Bitcoin was created as a transfer of wealth by Satoshi Nakamoto, but not too many of us understand that wealth or took the time out to understand it because we don't understand money or life. It always falls back to those systems. So if we want change, we have to be the change. We can't sit there and complain about anything or just continue to be complacent or even happy about the hand that we've been dealt. When we hold the deck and we can pick the cards, basically, there's no more error for excuse. I thank God every day that I'm still alive because, a few years ago I almost wasn't, like I was fighting for my life, and that's what makes life so precious, and the fact that I'm still here, meaning that I have something still left to achieve in this world. My creator has called me to enact these visions that he's instilled in me, so my job is not done yet, and I wouldn't feel whole if I didn't try to be the beacon of change for the community. I don't like to use motivation or anything like that because we don't need motivation. Like, what is there to be motivated about? If you need motivation, look at all of our people that died and trying to instill the same message or the same principles 400 years ago. That's the only motivation you should have. Blueprint for financial literacy has been our this whole time. You think I'm lying? Look at Monopoly. It's a game that you have to acquire a lot of greenhouses just to basically win a game on money. Everyone that passed on your house, they owe you money. That's called, in the real world, residual income. So it's showing us that ownership is the true liberation, basically. It leads to different things, whatever you may want or desire. But that's something that we have to mentally grasp on. See, because we're just complacent with money, or as much money as we get. But money is supposed to be a tool for the real things. Just like back in the day, there was a barter system. If I had a cow, you had a goat, and then we could do business together. If I wanted a goat, I'd give you my cow, you would give me your goat. So why not look at money the same way? As for every dollar I get, it's going to buy me ownership of, this cutting edge company in the stock market, or it's going to give me more coins and tokens towards the latest cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Solana, Polkadot, anyone you do your research on, is going to allow me access to, somebody that has the proper knowledge or experience in the field that I want to get into. It can buy me their time and experience, or I can go to an event, network with people, learn different things, meet different people, have connections. So the whole message that I'm trying to get out of this is fuck these systems that they built to keep us down. We have to be in the front line of constructing our own systems, because there's too much power in our community not to use it. They don't teach you about who you are in school, because in school it just breeds over slavery. And then they tell this facade that Lincoln freed the slaves, which is complete BS, because it took 2 years to send in the National Guard just to help get the slaves free in the South, and then, in the North, and then slave owners in the South didn't want to let their product or their workers go. It's a mindset. So I'm not gonna put my energy towards someone that I'm not gonna tell someone how to act, basically. You know, that's what it is. We're telling people with these racist and corrupt minds to treat us like we're equals. The truth is, we're not equals. I don't want to be equal. I don't want equality. I want equity. Because that's what slavery was. It was capitalism at its finest. You know, if I gave you free workers, I gave you land, I oppressed other people from getting land in the form of redlining. That's basically all you need to prevail. So now it's time for us to prevail. But it starts with the change. I don't like to use change. It starts with evolving your mind, looking past the constructs that society calls normal or boxes you in, and creating your own, or the new normal. It's time to break the shackles.